Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. Happy Friday makings. It is 10:15 in the morning and it is 19 degrees out, and I have started another hat and the sun is shining brightly out after a night of really high winds. We got like on the average 25 to 30 mile an hour winds last night. Every once in a while gust up to 45. So Jerry has brought in some of my seed starters from last year. I have to go wash those out and stuff, and he's in town. He's going to buy me some new ones. And my plan today is, of course, record on all of my makings from this last week and wash my seed starters, and I need to get my poppy seeds going and my celery and my onions. But first of all, I am going to stop crocheting for a bit, and I am going to go take a shower and then see if I can get the recording done of everything I made that I worked on last week, and take you along on my day. See you in a bit. Hey friends, happy Friday. I think it is February 7th. I could be wrong, but welcome. Come on in. Welcome back. My name is Teri, and this is my day of Friday makings. And it is a hodgepodge of stuff. It can be the crafty kind, and it can be my makings of my foods and stuff. So today, what do I have to show you? Well, first of all, I'm going to say welcome. My name again is Teri, and I am a retired married lady with a hubby, 2 grown children, Isaac and Bethany, and 3 grandchildren. And this is my little thing of my weight loss journey that I post about on Tuesdays, trying to lose 75 to 100 pounds. And on Fridays, all the crafts and stuff that I'm doing. I used to post daily vlogs. I did that for over a year, and I almost got burned out on it. So I cut it back to Tuesdays and Fridays, and every once in a while I'll do a surprise pop-up one. So this is why I call it on my channel A Simpler Life, because it's retirement life. So grab your favorite beverage. I have my pink lemonade, Crystal Light, and a snack or your craft. Put your feet up and spend a few moments with me. Today I'm going to be talking about sewing. I am doing a mystery sew along that starts this Sunday, the Super Bowl, and she's been giving out clues ahead of time so we can try to get it all done in one day before the Super Bowl. I do have crocheting, I have knitting, and I have a couple of finished objects. And at the end of the vlog, for when if you don't want to watch the little snippets, I did do some recordings on some on our feeders, and I did for Miss Sandy and anybody else that likes squirrels. I did a couple things of squirrels because the squirrels are out. But it is a beautiful sunny day. I also did a little recording on how I make my homemade French vanilla creamer. So, and in the description box I will have timestamps of when everything is. You won't be able to click on it to take you directly to it. I only record on my phone, and my knowledge on that stuff is so limited. But at least I can give you a timestamp so you can fast forward if you want to. So anyways, I'm going to start with my sewing. So clue 4 came out Wednesday, and it wasn't difficult. It took me 2 days to finish because there was a lot of little pieces. And so it ended up being a 9 patch. And this is my colors right here. So it was 2.5-inch strips of the background color and 2.5-inch strips of the what mine is the flower color right there. And then I had to sew them together into 3s, and then I had to cut them 1 7/8 little strips, and then I had to sew them all together. And then I had to divide, because I'm doing the lap size, and so I had to divide 26 of these into the different clue baggies. So that one is done. I got that done yesterday. And I've also been doing, and I'll post pictures of what this pattern is. It's called A Trip Around the World. I started it last year at an auction. We bought a whole bunch of brand new jelly rolls, and it was like 2 great big tubs of it. We paid a pretty penny for our budget. I think we paid a little over $300 for it, but if I recall, we got over almost 30 some jelly rolls, and they just weren't in the round. They were also like Timeless Treasures, Robert Kaufman. They were in the boxes. They were in, because some companies do them in bags where they're already cut out and laid out. Jelly roll just means that it is a 2.5-inch long strip width of your fabric that's been cut and wrapped around. It's all the collection in that jelly roll, basically, I think. So I'm like, where am I going to put it? Because I house all my stuff in here, but I wanted to be able to not have to dig through a bin, because they were pretty heavy. I want to see them. And so Mr. Jerry had this library thing, that drawer or cabinet. He got at an auction, and he fixed it up, refurbished it. And so when I open up the drawers, there is my jelly rolls. And I'll try to take at the end a small video of that. So that's where they house. So I pulled those out because, you know, you can do a lot with 2.5-inch strips. And so yesterday I did finish all here. So all I have to do is, once they've been sewed, I just need to unpick the seam. And that's what you do with A Trip Around the World. You start with the first one up here. I count it as number 1, and when I open it up, I lay it down, pick up the next strip, and then this would be, this seam right here would be number 2, 3, 4, 5, and then when I flip it over, that is still 5, 6, 7, 8. And you just open them up so that they all lay out, so that they can, I do have 2 done, so that when you sew them together, they look like this. Now this is, I just started this. This is the lighter of them, but this is a Robert Kaufman, and I just really love this one. This is so, so pretty. So there is that one, and the next one down, let me see, it has different in that one. This has some of the darker pieces and the butterflies in it. So this will be a scrappy one. And if I cannot get that diamond design out of it, doesn't matter. I just want to get it sewed together, and then I can get it all quilted. So, but I did do that. So let me move this out of the way so I can move my other stuff. So that's all the sewing that I got done, because, you know, I do have household stuff and everything else. Oh, and if you listen to me on my bone broth issue on Tuesday's video, that I did get that all canned up. Didn't smell at all when I was canning it. We got 6 quarts out of it. So I got them all, they all sealed. I got them all cleaned up, the jars and everything, and the date and what it is, and they're put away into our canning pantry. So that is done. My next thing is I have to make some ketchup because we opened up the last one. So now I'm going to go into the knitting, and these are, I got 3 socks. I don't know what I was thinking starting 3 socks at one time, but I started 3 socks. So the first one I got was from Gauge Dye Work, or is it Gauge? Yeah, Gauge Dye Works. It was their Astronomy Cal February 2025 round trip. They are a company out of Canada, husband and wife. And this is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. When I got this, the whole idea is that you're supposed to knit a stripe a day because it is lining up with the science of the astronomy and stuff. And I thought, oh, that sounds like fun. I'll do socks. There's 28 stripes, and it ought to be fun. It ought to be fun. I wound them up. I split the cakes. And as you look in here, do you see how thick that gray is? And the 28 stripes are in there. So I got a little discouraged because I pulled out all the gray before I even got to a color. So basically, and I've only done 1 sock. So basically I got a gray sock so far. I was so discouraged because I usually do a shorter cuff, like 30 rows max. I don't like, 50 or 60 or anything like that. So I usually do, for me, 25 to 30. And then I thought, well, maybe this time I could sit there and do the 60 row or something. But then I would not wear the socks. And I didn't want to rip it out. I could rip it out. I could rip this all out, and then I could start with a color. I could, but that's a lot of work. That is several days worth of knitting in it. So what I've decided is I'm just going to knit it, and if it turns out to be a gray sock with only a handful of stripes, so be it. I have seen others, and couple of them don't have as much gray. One person is doing like a scarf, and she got a lot of gray. And when I look at the original picture that I ordered it from, I didn't see hardly any gray in it. And I don't know, because when I split it, this would have still been in the center. So I don't know. But it is very hard for me to knit on this because it was for the whole idea of knitting a stripe a day. So I, every day I, work on it a little bit to try to get, but I've got a lot here. There is a lot. Now there is a dark gray in there, but there's a lot of gray. And I'm thinking that what's going to happen is that I'm going to get midway to the foot, and then the stripes are going to start. So I guess if it does, it does. I don't know. All my sock knitters, if there's any out there, what would you do? I mean, I can rip it out, but I'm afraid if I rip it out, I won't restart it. So I'm just trying to come to terms with it, that it's not what I thought it was going to be, and just knit socks. The second one was from Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns called Stranded, and this is her Tough Sock color, and it was 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I don't know how long I've had this one. This was one of mine that I draw every month that last year I pulled out of my stash to use it up. Let me get this out so you can see it. To use it up. This was my December draw. No, this was my November draw. October and November, one of the two. And so I thought, I gotta get this knitted up. So I'm knitting it up. I usually do 2 at a time, but I'm only doing 1 because I've got so many others on there. So I got this is a 25 rows for the leg. I did a 10 round repeat 2x2, which is 2 knit 2, purl 2. And I got the heel flap done, and I got the gusset stitches all picked up. So now all I have to do is just knit the foot and then do the toe. So that's what this one is looking like so far. So I haven't been feeling like knitting much on socks lately, and that makes me nervous because that means that I'm losing that little bit of mojo to knit socks. And I think it's because, you know, spring is around the corner and I'm sewing more, and I got seeds that I'm going to be starting, and I've been crocheting, and so yeah. But anyways, you know, oh, I haven't done it yet. I thought I forgot something. My last sock that I did, this was this year's draw. Miss Jenny is doing this with me, and I think Miss Janet is doing hats. She's doing draws of pulling out of her stash and making hats. So, and Miss Jenny and I decided that we can do socks, we can do hats, we can do whatever our little hearts desire, and there's no pressure when to get them done. So this one right here was La Jolla, something I think like that, and it was the June 2022 colorway. I don't have the tag with me. And this was January's draw for me. So many pretty colors in there. And I wanted to do shorty socks because spring and summer's coming. Now, y'all, most of the time I'm barefooted, but I do like to wear my socks because at nighttime my feet do get cold. And I discovered that there is one pair that I have been gravitating to, and it was from Summer Lee's shorty socks, and all it was is a cuff that you knit 2x2 for 25 rounds. So I do 24 rounds, and then on the 25th I start the heel flap right here. And last night I just got the heel turn done here. That always amazes me how this comes out into a little heel turn. So now I have to pick up all these stitches on both sides, which is the gusset. So, but I have a blue pair that I made like this, and I grab them all the time and wear them. And I don't know what it is. They fit really comfortable. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Of course, it's going to leave me a lot. Of course, for me, I usually on these 100-gram balls, you know, I have probably half of it left because I don't do a long leg like some people do. So, but anyway, so I've been working on that one, and they're all sitting out by my chair, and whatever one is speaking to me is the one that I grab. I did work on the purple stripe one this morning, and like I said, I worked on that one I just showed you last night, and the astronomy one I haven't touched, so, but I will. Last year I started a hat, and I'm going to show it to you. And I think the reason I stopped working on it because we lost our Miss Callie girl. She was our calico of 11 years. And she was always with me. And I was working on this project as a Musselburgh hat. And it's been hard for me to touch it. I'm tearing up right now trying not to do that. We lost her November 18th last year to kidney disease. And it's rough. No other animals. So this one right here, I'm not for sure. This was one of my draws. This was going to be, and I don't have it in here. I got it housed in my sheepy bags. This is from Mid Mitten Designs. She is a Michigan gal. And it's just got the pink in it. But this is my favorite one, and I will put all my socks in that along with my hat. So it does hold a lot. So anyways, this was the colorway right here. Would have made beautiful socks, but I wanted to try the Musselburgh, and Miss Jenny did too, and she beat me and finished one. She's probably got a couple of them. So I was working on this. This was helping me get through with Miss Callie. And I had these stitch stoppers on here. Camp Mom. And I got a good chunk done. I think I'm at 14 inches, and I think I have to go to 20, or I'll have to look it back up. And it's just knitting. So I just need to get this back out. So a Musselburgh is just a long tube hat. And when you get to the designated number or stitches that it says to, the like 19 and a half or 20, whatever it is, then you start decreasing here. This one you increase and this one you decrease. And I am using a US 3 16-inch circulars right here. So, and this was supposed to be for my daughter Layla, but it might be for her this next year. So I got to get working on that because, you know, maybe I need to start doing hats more than socks right now, but because I got 3 socks that will be going into my stash. So, but anyways, I just wanted to show you that I will be picking that back up this week to work on it. And I will put a stitch marker in it so that next week you can see how far I got. Now, the last thing that I've been working on is crochet. And so, let me take a drink. I'm going to tell you, it has been so dry here and so cold. There's no trouble me getting in my fluids because I've been really pushing it because we're both are dealing with our sinuses and stuff. So I'm doing hats for donation, and so I've been showing you the hats if I do them. I did do a hat. I will you will have saw at the beginning the second hat I'm doing of this finished hat, and I did show this on Tuesday if you saw it. So, but this was made out of this was made out of a red heart, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I might get a pom-pom. I might make a pom-pom to put up on top. I do have this left over, so I might just make it completely crazy. But, and I will have the designer and the description along with anything else that I think that someone might be interested in. And if I forget, please mention and let me know, and I will go back and do it. So you started with the ribbing here, and I used to get her gauge, I used a US G or 4.0 millimeter, and it's just basically shells. This part is shells, and then these are chain stitches, and you just single crochet to hook them. So I did do this one. I finished this. This will go into the donation pile. Last night I started another one, but that one's going to be more tame, more tamed. And that is Red Heart, and I cannot tell you the name of the, it's more like the name of it. It's a cream with, maybe I'll insert pictures as I'm talking about it and everything. It is a cream color with flecks, brown flecks in it. And so, and I'm only going to do one color, just that color, all the way through. And so, I started that, and I'm already on probably the third. I'm just starting the third. I will be starting the third row. So I don't have too much further, and it goes pretty quick, so because it's a number 4 weight yarn. And I will have, like I said, that link down. If you hear anything, it's Mr. Jerry in the kitchen. He'll probably come in and be making breakfast, lunch. The last crochet thing is that I love to knit or crochet doilies, and this one has been on YouTube, and normally she gives out the pattern all at the same time, and this time she hasn't. She's broke it out into 3 sections. Just a second. Okay, so but this time she is doing it in 3 sections, and section 2 came out yesterday, and so I did section 2 yesterday, and the time before there was a day in between, and I was hoping to get it done today to show you it all, because this is on Aunt Lydia's thread right here, and that's how tiny. And I cannot remember my hook size. I'll put it down here, but it's tiny like this. So I only got 3/4 of it done because I'm waiting for her to do the other one, because what's left is the one side of it. It is a doily that is a heart shape, and it has pineapples designs in the 3 areas. So all I have left is to do the left side of it, and then she has a border that goes around it, and then it will be done. So this is what it's looking like right now. Let's see if you can see that, because I don't have anything to, and I will. So this is the pineapple design right there, and there's one right down there. So this is the side that has to be done, this one that I'm waving at you. But this is so pretty. So I do like doing stuff like this. And I know it's hard to see, and I will try to take a better picture of it. But this is relaxing. This is fun when I've had a stressful day. And yes, you do get stressed on being retired. I just love doing that. And I do not read patterns well. I am more of a visual learner, so if somebody has the instructions above like she does, she doesn't say anything, but she's actually crocheting it with you, I can sit there and watch her if I'm not for sure, and then I can pause it, and then I can just, you know, follow what it's up there. So it's like a double good thing. The other thing is that I started a corner to corner crochet scrappy blanket with a whole bunch of leftovers, and I got that done. And I will insert pictures. I got it beside me right here. I'll just hold this up. but those were little bits all the way through. And I had a 3/4 skein of this, and it took it all up. This is where it ended. This is how close I lost that chicken war here, and so I had to grab a little bit to finish that out. But hopefully I will insert pictures so you can see. There's only one. I put it on the couch when it was nice and sunny. This is going to go into the gift basket for Christmas for somebody. And I was glad to get that done. It I used 3 half skeins and 6, you know, partial. They were, you know, all number 4 weight, about that, like that, from leftover blankets. So that made a big dent in, well, it made a slight dent into my acrylic yarns. But anyways, that's all that I have to show you. I'm going to cut it off here because I'm already at almost 30 minutes. And so, like I said, if you're not interested in the squirrels and the birds after this, then thanks for watching. And hopefully, if you like something in here, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. And I will be back on Tuesday for my Weight Watcher. How did I do? A weigh-in, and we'll go from there. So thanks again, my friends, and I will see you next Tuesday then. Hey guys, so I need to make some more French vanilla creamer. I make my homemade creamer. Nothing wrong with if you do store-bought, but I prefer to do the homemade. I use 2% milk, Mouville. I will use 2 cups of that. I will use a can of sweetened condensed milk. And I will do a tablespoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of hazelnut. So I will combine all of these into my saucepan here, bring it up to almost a boil where I start to see some steam. Then I shut it off, let it cool, and then I will pour it into my jar over here, and it will last as long as I go by the date of the milk, but I also smell it after a week or two. So anyways, I'm gonna go make my French vanilla creamer.